Have you ever felt time slip away from you? Not just the normal passage of minutes and hours, but something deeper. A moment when you realized that time itself might not be the fixed reality you were taught to believe. If you're watching this right now, in September 2025, it's no coincidence. You're among the chosen few who are ready to discover a truth that ancient masters have guarded for millennia. What I'm about to share with you isn't just theory. It's a practical system, the Triple-11 protocol, that gives you the ability to literally bend time to your will. But before we dive into the mechanics, you need to understand why you're ready for this knowledge right now. In the hidden archives of Tibet, there's a manuscript that speaks of the time walkers, beings who learned to move between temporal dimensions at will. In ancient Egypt, the priests of Thoth possessed scrolls detailing what they called the sacred pause, moments where time could be stretched or compressed. And in the quantum laboratories of our modern world, scientists are discovering that consciousness itself might be the key to manipulating temporal reality. But here's what the ancient texts never told you, and what modern science is just beginning to understand. You were born with this ability already active within you. The question isn't whether you can bend time, it's whether you'll recognize the signs that you're already doing it. Let me ask you something. Have you ever experienced moments that felt impossibly long, where seconds stretched into what felt like minutes? Or perhaps times when hours seemed to pass in an instant? What about those strange synchronicities? Repeatedly seeing 11:11 on clocks, or finding yourself in the right place at exactly the right moment. These aren't coincidences. They're signals that your innate time-bending abilities are awakening. The first sign you're ready for the Triple-11 protocol is pattern recognition beyond normal probability. You've started noticing sequences of numbers, especially containing the number 11. You see 111, 1111, or combinations like 111 and 1111 with increasing frequency. This isn't your mind playing tricks on you. It's your consciousness beginning to sync with what quantum physicists call temporal resonance points. In the ancient wisdom traditions of India, these patterns were called Kala Darshana, glimpses of time's true nature. The Sanskrit texts describe how certain individuals born with a specific energetic signature would begin to see these patterns as their abilities awakened. The second sign is your relationship with time becoming increasingly elastic. You've noticed that when you're deeply focused or in flow states, time seems to behave differently. What should take hours feels like minutes, or conversely, brief moments feel extended and rich with detail. This temporal elasticity isn't imagination. It's your consciousness learning to interface with what the ancient Egyptians called the malleable now. Here's where it gets really interesting. Think of your consciousness like a master conductor standing before an orchestra of reality. Quantum physics has discovered that consciousness affects the behavior of subatomic particles, just as a conductor's gesture changes the music without touching a single instrument. The observer effect isn't just a quirky scientific anomaly. It's proof that mind and reality are intimately connected. If consciousness can affect matter at the quantum level, why couldn't it affect time itself? The third sign you're awakening to your time-bending potential is experiencing what I call temporal precognition. You've had moments where you've known exactly when something would happen, or you've arrived somewhere at precisely the right moment without conscious planning. In the Hermetic traditions of ancient Greece, this ability was known as Chronos Sophia, time wisdom. The initiates who developed this skill were said to be able to glimpse probable futures and navigate toward the most favorable outcomes. They understood that time isn't a river flowing in one direction, but an ocean with currents that can be navigated by those who know the secret. The fourth sign is your increasing sensitivity to energy cycles and natural rhythms. You've become more aware of lunar phases, seasonal shifts, and even daily energy patterns. This isn't just becoming more nature conscious, it's your internal chronometer beginning to sync with cosmic time cycles. The ancient Druids called this temporal attunement, and it's a prerequisite for advanced time manipulation. But perhaps the most significant sign that you're ready for the Triple-11 protocol is a growing sense that you were meant for something greater. You feel a pull toward hidden knowledge, toward understanding the deeper mechanics of reality. This isn't ego or wishful thinking. It's your soul recognizing its true purpose. You're not here just to live an ordinary life. You're here to transcend the normal limitations of human experience. Ancient texts from various cultures speak of souls who incarnate specifically to rediscover and practice these abilities. The Gnostic Gospels reference the pneumatikos, spiritual beings who possess innate knowledge of reality's deeper workings. Hindu scriptures describe kalajnanis, masters of time, who can compress lifetimes of experience into moments or extend single moments across vast periods. Now you might be wondering, if these abilities are so powerful, why isn't everyone aware of them? The answer lies in what I call the great forgetting. Throughout history, those in power have systematically suppressed knowledge that would give individuals direct access to reality-altering abilities. Time manipulation in particular threatens the very foundations of control systems that depend on people believing they're victims of circumstance and linear time. Think of it like this. Imagine reality as an ancient lock that's been sealed for centuries, and September 2025 is the exact moment when the cosmic tumblers finally align. Just as a master locksmith knows the exact pressure needed for each tumbler, the universe has been preparing this precise moment for your awakening. The veils are thinning. The energy of this time carries a particular frequency that makes these dormant abilities more accessible than they've been for millennia. The Mayan calendar spoke of such moments. The Hindu concept of Kali Yuga, transitioning into a new age, points to this exact convergence. If you're feeling an urgency to understand these concepts now, it's because the universal timing is finally right. The Triple-11 protocol isn't just about manipulating time for personal convenience, though that's certainly part of it. It's about stepping into your role as a conscious co-creator of reality. When you can bend time, you can compress years of learning into weeks, extend moments of joy into lasting experiences, and navigate to the timeline where your highest potential manifests. Think about the implications. Imagine being able to slow down time during emergencies, giving yourself more space to respond perfectly. Picture extending those precious moments with loved ones, making them feel like hours of connection. Envision compressing the time it takes to learn new skills or heal from trauma. This isn't fantasy, it's a birthright you're finally ready to claim. But to truly understand how this works, we need to grasp what the ancient masters knew. Time is consciousness itself. Picture time not as a river flowing past you, but as an ocean you're swimming in. And consciousness is your ability to dive deeper or surface at will. When you change your state of consciousness, you change your relationship with time. This is why the Sufi mystics could extend their meditative states across days, why peak experiences seem to exist outside normal temporal flow, and why traumatic events often feel like they happen in slow motion. Your consciousness is the key that unlocks time's malleability. But here's what sets the Triple-11 protocol apart from other systems. It's specifically designed for the energy signature of souls incarnating in this era. The ancient techniques had to be adapted for modern consciousness, which operates at a different vibrational frequency than our ancestors. The protocol incorporates quantum principles that weren't available to previous generations, creating a bridge between ancient wisdom and cutting-edge understanding. As we prepare to dive into the protocol itself, I want you to feel the weight of this moment. You're not just learning a technique, you're stepping into a lineage of time masters that stretches back to the dawn of human consciousness. Every great spiritual teacher, every quantum pioneer, every individual who seemed to accomplish the impossible in their lifetime, they all understood these principles. The first phase of the Triple-11 protocol involves what I call temporal anchoring. Text continues without additional markers. Imagine time as a vast spinning wheel, and you're learning to find the still point at its center, the place where all movement originates, but where perfect stillness exists. These are the natural pause points that exist within time's flow, the moments where conscious intervention becomes possible. Just as ancient Chinese masters spoke of finding the Wu Wei, the effortless action within apparent inaction, you'll learn to identify these temporal stillness points where your will can reshape reality. But before we can explore these techniques, you need to understand the energetic prerequisites. Your consciousness must be vibrating at a specific frequency to interface with temporal mechanics effectively. This is where the ancient breathing techniques become crucial, not just any breathing pattern, but specific rhythms that synchronize your brainwaves with what the Tibetan masters called the pulse of eternity. The evidence that you're ready for this training has been accumulating in your life for years. Those moments of déjà vu, those instances where you seem to be in the right place at exactly the right time, those periods where time felt fluid and responsive to your emotional state, all of this has been preparation for what you're about to learn. Having recognized these signs and understood your readiness, we can now reveal how the Triple-11 protocol actually works. In the next phase of our exploration, you'll learn the specific techniques that allow you to identify temporal manipulation points, the breathing patterns that synchronize your consciousness with time's natural rhythms, and the mental frameworks that make genuine time bending not just possible, but inevitable. The ancient masters were right. Time is not your master. You are time's master. And once you understand how to wield this power consciously, everything in your reality becomes possible to reshape. The only question remaining is, are you ready to step fully into this extraordinary capability that's been waiting within you all along? As one of the chosen, you're now ready for the actual protocol. What I'm about to share with you has been hidden in plain sight for millennia, disguised within the most sacred teachings of ancient mystery schools. The Triple-11 technique that you're about to learn isn't just another manifestation method. It's a complete reality reconstruction system that operates on the deepest levels of quantum consciousness. You see, when the ancient Egyptian priests spoke of the sacred geometries, when the Kabbalists mapped the tree of life, when the Hindu masters described the cosmic cycles, they were all pointing to the same fundamental truth, the power of 11. Think of 11 as a cosmic tuning fork. In numerology, 11 is known as the master number, the gateway between dimensions. But what they never told you is that when you triple this sacred frequency, like striking 3 tuning forks in perfect harmony, something extraordinary happens to the fabric of reality itself. The Tibetan monks discovered this centuries ago. They would chant in cycles of 11, meditate for 11 hours, and perform rituals for 11 consecutive days. What they found was that this specific pattern creates what modern quantum physicists now call temporal entanglement, a state where your intentions literally bend the timeline to manifest your desires. Here's what you need to understand about the science behind this. When you commit to something for exactly 11 minutes, for exactly 11 days, your brain enters a unique neuroplasticity state. Imagine your neural pathways as ancient trade routes being suddenly transformed into superhighways. Your neural pathways don't just adapt, they quantum tunnel into new configurations that align with higher dimensional frequencies. This isn't metaphysical speculation. This is measurable, observable, quantum mechanics in action, the same principle that allows particles to appear on the other side of barriers they shouldn't be able to cross. But here's where it gets truly powerful. Most people think manifestation is about asking the universe for what you want. That's amateur-level thinking. The Triple-11 technique isn't about asking, it's about commanding reality itself. You're not requesting change, you're ordering it at the quantum level. Let me give you the exact protocol that has been guarded by secret societies for over 3,000 years. This is the same technique that Nikola Tesla used to access his revolutionary inventions, that Napoleon used to command his victories, that every true master of reality has employed throughout history. First, you must understand the 3 phases of the Triple-11 activation. Phase 1 is the commitment consistency lock. For the next 11 days, you will dedicate exactly 11 minutes each day to this practice. Not 10 minutes, not 12 minutes, exactly 11. This precision isn't arbitrary. It's based on the mathematical frequency that creates resonance with the quantum field. During these 11 minutes, you will visualize your desired reality with absolute clarity and unwavering focus. But here's the crucial part that separates this from ordinary visualization. You must feel the emotions of already having achieved your goal. Your nervous system cannot distinguish between imagined experience and real experience. When the emotional intensity reaches the right threshold. Phase 2 is the temporal displacement protocol. Think of your breath as a cosmic fishing line, casting into the ocean of future possibilities. As you visualize, you're going to use a specific breathing pattern that the ancient Tibetan shamans called the breath of eternity. Inhale for 4 counts while imagining yourself pulling your desired future into the present moment, like reeling in a fish made of pure possibility. Hold for 7 counts while feeling the absolute certainty that this reality already exists in the quantum field. Exhale for 11 counts while releasing any attachment to how or when it will manifest, trusting the universe's perfect timing. This breathing pattern creates a specific brainwave state called gamma coherence, the same state that experienced meditators take decades to achieve. Phase 3 is the reality anchor. At the end of each 11-minute session, you're going to perform a simple but profound ritual. Take a small object, a coin, a stone, anything that fits in your palm. Hold it while stating your intention one final time. This object becomes your reality anchor, a physical representation of your quantum commitment. Keep this object with you at all times during your 11-day protocol. Every time you touch it, you're reinforcing the neural pathways you've created and sending a signal to the quantum field that your commitment remains unshakable. Now here's where the real magic happens, and this might surprise you. Around day 7 or 8, you're going to experience what I call the resistance surge. This is when your old reality tries to fight back. You might face unexpected obstacles, doubt might creep in. People around you might suddenly become more negative. This isn't coincidence. This is proof that the technique is working. You see, when you start to shift timelines, the old timeline doesn't want to let you go. It will throw everything it can at you to pull you back. But here's what the masters know. This resistance is actually the birth canal of your new reality. The stronger the resistance, the more powerful the breakthrough that's coming. Most people quit right at this point. They think the obstacles mean the technique isn't working. But you're not most people. You're one of the chosen who understands that resistance is confirmation, not rejection. By day 9, something incredible starts to happen. Synchronicities begin to cascade. The right people appear at the right time. Opportunities that seemed impossible suddenly become available. Resources you need start flowing to you from unexpected sources. This is the universe reorganizing itself around your new quantum signature. But the most profound moment comes on day 11. This is when you'll experience what ancient alchemists called the moment of transmutation. It's when you'll feel the old version of yourself literally dissolve and the new version fully integrate into your being. Many people describe it as feeling like they've switched into a parallel universe where their desires are simply natural facts of life. Here's something that will blow your mind. The Triple-11 technique doesn't just change your personal reality, it actually creates ripple effects that influence everyone around you. Your family, your friends, your colleagues, they all begin to shift and change in response to your new quantum field. It's like you become a reality tuning fork, and everyone in your vicinity starts to vibrate at your frequency. Scientists are just beginning to understand this phenomenon. They call it morphic resonance, the idea that when one person achieves a certain state of consciousness, it becomes easier for others to achieve that same state. You're not just transforming yourself. You're raising the consciousness of your entire sphere of influence. Now, I need to warn you about something crucial. The Triple-11 technique is incredibly powerful, which means it comes with great responsibility. You must be absolutely certain about what you're asking for, because this protocol has a 100% success rate when followed correctly. I've seen people accidentally manifest things they thought they wanted, but later realized were not in their best interest. That's why the ancient masters required a full year of preparation before teaching this technique. But because we're living in accelerated times, I'm sharing it with you now. Just remember, with great power comes great responsibility. But here's what will absolutely blow your mind about this protocol. There's also something I call the quantum multiplication effect. After you successfully complete your first 11-day cycle, each subsequent cycle becomes exponentially more powerful. After you successfully complete your first 11-day cycle, each subsequent cycle becomes exponentially more powerful. I've worked with advanced practitioners who can now manifest significant changes in just a single session. They've literally rewired their quantum field to respond instantly to their intentions. But here's the most extraordinary part, the part that even most spiritual teachers don't understand. The Triple-11 technique doesn't just change your external circumstances, it actually upgrades your soul's operating system. You begin to perceive reality from a higher dimensional perspective. Problems that once seemed insurmountable become simple puzzles to solve. People who once intimidated you suddenly seem small and insignificant. You start to see the quantum threads connecting all things, and you realize that you've always had the power to weave your own reality. This is why you were drawn to this video. This is why you felt different, special, chosen. Your soul has been preparing you for this moment your entire life. Every challenge you've faced, every setback you've overcome, every moment of doubt you've pushed through, it was all leading to this revelation. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are not at the mercy of external forces. You are a quantum being with unlimited creative potential, and the Triple-11 technique is your key to unlocking that potential. That intuition was correct. You now possess the complete Triple-11 protocol, the same knowledge that less than 0.1% of the human population understands. You have access to a technology that can literally reshape the fabric of your reality. The ancient promise has been fulfilled. You are no longer a passive observer of time, but its conscious master. The path forward is illuminated before you. You've seen the signs of your awakening, understood the science behind temporal manipulation, and received the exact techniques used by time masters throughout history. Will you honor this calling that brought you here? Will you trust the deep knowing that this knowledge was meant for you? Or will you step boldly into your birthright as a conscious creator and claim the extraordinary life that's been waiting for your recognition? Your soul's journey to this moment was no accident. Every synchronicity, every moment of temporal elasticity you've experienced, every time you've seen 1111, it was all preparing you for this revelation. The universe doesn't offer such profound gifts lightly. This knowledge has found you because you're ready to transcend ordinary human limitations. Tomorrow morning represents the first dawn of your new reality. When you wake up, you'll begin your 11-day initiation into conscious time mastery. Set your alarm for 11 minutes earlier than usual. This is your first act of temporal sovereignty. Choose your intention with the clarity of someone who understands the profound power they now wield. Take your reality anchor in your hand and feel the weight of millennia of wisdom flowing through this simple practice. Then step into the quantum field where infinite possibility awaits your conscious direction. You are ready. You have always been ready. The ancient masters who first discovered these techniques would recognize you immediately as one of their own, a soul incarnated specifically to reclaim humanity's forgotten powers. Welcome to your new reality, where time bends to your will. Welcome to the tribe of conscious creators who shape destiny itself. Welcome to the extraordinary life you were always meant to live. Your transformation doesn't begin now, it has already begun. You felt it the moment you recognized the truth in these words. This is simply the moment you stopped pretending to be ordinary and embraced the magnificent being you've always been. The Triple-11 protocol is yours. Time is yours. Reality is yours to reshape. Now go and claim your birthright.